They beat Whipsnakes 12-11. They have not won since. And offense especially has been a struggle. They're going to get plenty of possessions when you have the milkman Connor Farrell at the stripe. And this is a really fun face-off battle between two guys who go way back, both from New York State, Farrell and T.D. Ierlan, both with wrestling backgrounds, both with football backgrounds as well. It's going to be physical and a dogfight at the stripe. First meeting between Chrome and Redwoods here in 2023. Starts with a Redwoods possession as Ierlan wins the faceoff. Kai Montgomery playing on the wings on the faceoff. He twirls it here, matched up with Ryan Terafenko, the short.
Shooting, just a simple little dodge and roll back. You can see Terafenko slip. There is two different sods, two different grass surfaces here. So he loses his footing, and Montgomery, hands free, finds space, the 5-hole. You know, hopefully this is something that gives him some juice, some confidence. Normally you see that first one go, and then kind of the floodgates are open from there.
Don't want to gloss over what you just said, RB. He was 0 for 25 shooting, and he comes out with confidence and scores the first one 17 seconds in.
And that's really the vision that they've had in terms of playing him on the wing with the short shot clock. If they win it, then he could stay and immediately go to the cage. If they lose it, he's more than competent defensively.
Go, score. Good hit.
Big hit. And that initially is ruled Redwoods ball as Chrome go out of bounds.
Yeah, I think they're just going to get the bumping him full of confidence, giving him the green light, and there it pays off.
That's St. Laurent, the head coach for the Redwoods. They executed that trade, sending Miles Jones to Atlas. Dennis comes back, and it's already paying dividends. And Romar Dennis, that was his 29th two-point shot attempt of the season, which is already a PLL record.
Nobody does more with fewer touches than Westberg.
He was spectacular last week in Denver, playing on
that second dodge. No one slides. I'm going to bury it.
Henley, a superstar at Penn, a three-time first-team All-American and a Tewaaraton finalist. Also from not too far away from here, a couple hours south in Portland, and he's got family as it's a turnover against the Woods, going back to the Chrome. Henley said his dad.
They just haven't gotten a lot of those looks in transition for him.
I think they're clearly missing Brendan Nickturn, who's on the military list this year. He was so good as a rookie last season as Eli Salama shovels it, and it belongs to Redwoods.
That's right, I remember how to do this.
And nobody uses the earth when they're shooting better than Logan Wisnauskas does. Ierlan on the feet, Scononi makes the save. So the Chrome with some life after the Redwoods took that early 4-0 lead. 3 in a row for the Chrome, including 2 in a minute for score sheet after a red-hot start. Tim Sudan's Chrome team with their backs against the walls. Atlas did them a favor by losing yesterday against Cannons, but Chrome entering at 1-7 with a score differential of -31, which is last in the PLL by 17 entering this weekend. They probably are not going to win a tiebreaker, and they might not win this game if Nakai Montgomery keeps doing this. That'll count for 2. And Nakai Montgomery, who entered this weekend 0 for 25 shooting, has now 3 points today.
I told you, you just need to see the first one go. And then it's kind of like, okay, that's right. So anytime somebody's in a big drought, once they get the first one, it's pretty much a lock that they get one later in the game. Love the little pump fake by Montgomery, oozing with confidence. Again, off the face-off win. Love the goal cam there on the placement. That opposite low corner offside stick. Beautiful placement, and yes, celebrate, young man.
Montgomery, the Dallas native, one of the best athletes in the PLL, who played some running back when he was in college at Duke, and his father played with Michael Strahan at Texas Southern. And Nakai Montgomery, a true two-way do-it-all midfielder for Redwoods. Right off the faceoff, that is when he's most lethal. That was almost exactly the same time into the quarter as his goal in the first. Wisnauskas with a takeaway. Leads to a two-bomb. Salama has the answer. His first goal of the season. And they'll give him one.
So much for the rock fight. These teams are coming out firing here. Off the turnover, Morrill identifies Salama as the trailer. And that's a two, right?
Absolutely.
That's pretty clear.
Absolutely.
Beats him 5-hole, a ton of heat on that shot.
So these teams coming into this game were combined 2 for 70 from downtown. Redwoods 1 for 40, Chrome 1 for 30. Now Salama's got a 2-pointer and the Redwoods have 2. Can Ryder Garnsey make his presence felt in this second half? He was quiet in the first.
Yeah, on Monday we'll talk about rip out. All right, right now he he nicely removed his helmet from his head.
That's in the Tyranny rulebook,
yeah,
not the PLL rulebook. All right, thanks, Seth.
You got it, guys.
So big face-off coming here. Chrome on the power play. Farrell just 3 for 10 today against Ierlan. Ierlan wins the clamp and wins the draw cleanly. Gets it ahead to Garrett Eppel. And the Redwoods will try to kill off this penalty. Eppel thinking about it. And now Ierlan's
to a costly turnover by Redwoods. You just can't have those as penalties are expiring.
Ierlan went early. Or check that, Farrell did rather. Redwoods ball. Advantage at the stripe now, 10-3 for the Woods. Matchup of 2 of the game's best, Ierlan and Farrell. Garnsey takes the shot, and a worm burner from Worm.
It's a high IQ play there by Tevlin on that previous face-off win.
Well, Brian Tevlin, just a rookie, but played at Yale, played at Notre Dame, won a couple of national championships. We give Justin Anderson a half of an assist there for letting it go. Ierlan's been dominant at the stripe, takes it himself. Scanoni saw it all the way. Ierlan has won the last 8 face-offs against Farrell, who stays out there. Big collision between him and Garrett Eppel.
You can see Farrell kind of a little bit of footsteps coming there. And in those long passes, you know Eppel is just hunting like a shark. Look at Terry.
Here it comes, Terafenko, oh, couldn't squeeze it. Montgomery vacuums it up.
Easy.
Up on their power play.
Yeah, he's had a big advantage at the stripe all day against his longtime friend Farrell. Ierlan shoots it himself this time. And the Chrome come away with it. Manley had it poked free by Owen Grant.
Inside and Romar stretching the field, it kind of opens up some other guys to get open. So we kind of like what we're doing right now. The spacing got a little bit off, but Ryder fired that one in, and what a handle by Berg.
Just 1 2-pointer coming into today, and that was from Cohen. Meanwhile, Montgomery's got one, and then the recently acquired Romar Dennis has the other. How much has that been a point of emphasis, specifically with Dennis coming on board?
It's been quite a point of emphasis. You know, Romar stretches the field. He's got a huge presence when he's on the field. They got to know where he is. And then, you know, Nakai's been shooting 2s. He's been shooting all year. It's just great for him to finally see one go.
Hey, Coach, was that the longest face-off you've seen in the PLL?
That might be the longest one I've ever seen. So we've got the lead, and it's the 4th quarter, so I'm okay with that.
That's right.
Generate much of anything in the 6-on-6, and with a 3-goal lead in terms of risk-reward proposition, Like, I think you just get back and trust your 6-on-6 defense as opposed to kind of hunting those turnover opportunities.
And Coach Nat just said, the Chrome had thrown 2 errant passes going into that timeout. It was a good timeout for the Redwoods, but maybe even more needed for the Chrome to get a little bit of a reset, shake things up a little bit, settle down.
To take advantage.
Connor Farrell has won the last 2 faceoffs. TD Ierlan still with the edge today. Redwoods 14, Chrome 5. And the Woods win this one.
Beautiful technique there by Ierlan, winning that back to Tevlin.
It's our first tie today. Redwoods have led the entire way. Massive face-off. It's Redwoods ball. They call Farrell for the violation. Redwoods have not scored in this fourth.
Figure it out yourself. You're not going to get bailed out by a coach calling timeout, so you better be organized. Coming out, and of note, because Farrell had a violation on the last faceoff, he will not be able to take this first draw.
That's a great point,
First
RB.
and only draw.
Potentially, yeah. Eli Salama will take the draw for Chrome against TD Ierlan, who's won 16 of them today.
And Redwoods wisely have 2 short sticks on the wing, anticipating a TD win.
That's what they got. 20 to shoot for the Woods. Ierlan still got it at X. He's going to stay in play. Ierlan shoots. Scanoni turns it aside. Wes Berg gobbles it up.
And they got it.
He gets hounded by Bernhardt.
And they got a reset, so now Ierlan's able to substitute off. And they'll trot Bertrand on.
Here comes the guy who was the hero last week in Denver. He scored the overtime game winner against the Cannons. Bertrand. Back to Pennell. Pennell feeds Berg. Redwoods win!